was great.
Good.
Really fun. Very interesting. We did talk about the financials, which obviously, for folks who aren't super familiar with OnlyFans, you hear some of these numbers, if you guys have them in front of you, it's eye-popping stuff.
Eye-popping.
You're like, whoa, this is a massively profitable company. Keep growing year over year with user base and the number of creators on the service. I mean, these are the goals that every social platform has, and they're doing it.
And yet they're trying to grow by going away from adult content to a certain extent, or so they say.
They
Chef
always,
videos,
yeah.
different types of creators.
I mean, Whitney is a comedian. She's
Yeah.
not posting any nudes or anything like that on OnlyFans. She put her comedy special behind a paywall on OnlyFans. So they're trying to kind of position themselves more as, yes, we know you know, we are an adult content platform, but we also can just be a subscription service like a Patreon, a Substack, or any of the others.
So is it working? In other words, that shift away from adult content into other stuff?
I mean, I would say they are still known for adult content. They are working with folks who aren't in the adult content space, but I would say as a brand identity, people still know them primarily.
Does it hurt? Does that is that a is it like a barrier for trying to expand beyond adult content? Like Whitney Cummings could go to, like you said, Patreon or one of these other competitors. Why go to OnlyFans if it's known as this place for adult content rather than going to, you know, the direct-to-fan version of this for comedians, for cooks?
I think that OnlyFans sees comedy as like a natural way to branch over. They feel there's just a cultural connection that could make sense there. I mean, OnlyFans is very male skewed as far as user base, and maybe they see that as an opportunity in comedy or sports, which also can be pretty male heavy. Whitney talked about on the panel how she chose OnlyFans because she felt she could say more on there than she would on other platforms. Like, for example, many comedians put their shows on YouTube. She felt YouTube would maybe take things down or demote her in the algorithm if she wanted to say something that maybe is controversial, I don't know, but like whatever she wants to say, she felt she could do it on OnlyFans.
I am curious if it came up in the conversation that if these folks are at all having conversations with like kind of who they want to have on the content, maybe more traditional folks, kind of a safer type of programming. Like, what are they hearing? What's the feedback?
From safer kind of...
Yeah.
I mean,
non-adult, I guess, content people.
They didn't really say what they've been hearing, but they are saying, you know, they are just trying to change that positioning. Like, we are a creator company. They did share with us, which they hadn't shared before, they've paid over $20 billion to creators since 2016. So they are like, we are a creator economy company, and they do a
That's
really
real
favorable
money.
split. Totally. A really favorable split. They do 80-20. So the creators keep the vast lion's share of their earnings, which is very different from other platforms.
What's the biggest threat to OnlyFans right now?
Well, we didn't talk about this, but I do think something that's interesting is, you know, the 2025 election. There has been actually a push from porn stars who are saying that in Project 2025 there are some notes about porn and reducing porn's reach. I mean, Pornhub is banned in Texas. Yeah. So I do think there are questions around the future of porn and accessibility and what kind of walls are put up.
Sorry, what did you say about Texas?
Texas Pornhub is banned and is not available in Texas. So like that's another competitive platform as an example. And that has to do with age verification and stuff.